Welcome back. It's me, Sunny. Today, I'm going to show you how to read a measuring tape and some useful tricks that I've learned on the job site. Now, I know the numbers and the fractions can be a little overwhelming, but today I'm going to break it down for a way that's easy to understand. Let's go. I love my DeWALT 16-foot tape. They do come in different sizes if you prefer longer, but I love this one because it fits nicely in my hand, and I can extend this all the way to 8 feet. We're almost there, before my tape will break. So, it allows me to reach high or far away places easily. Now, I'm sure you're familiar with the end of the measuring tape. This is called the tab, and on most measuring tapes, you'll see it wiggle like this. This is completely normal. This is to keep your measurement accurate whether you're butting on a piece of wood or pulling. Well, let's take a closer look and I'll show you how to read the measuring tape. My tape is divided into feet, inches, and fractions. The feet markers have black arrows. The inch lines go all the way across the tape. And the fractions are the shorter tick marks. Here's a quick tip. I usually don't call out a foot, I call out the inches. For example, I'm not going to say 1 foot 4 inches. I would call out 16 inches. You'll notice that there are 4 different heights on the tick marks. We have the 1/2 inch, the 1/4, the 1/8, and the last ones are the 16ths. For example, here we're at 4 7/8 inches. Rather than counting up from 7 of the 8 marks, I already know that there are 8 1/8 marks, so if I subtract on them, then I'm at 7/8. Voila! Or 7 13/16. I don't count up 13 of the 16ths. Instead, I know that there are 16 16ths in an inch, so I subtract 3 and I get 13/16. Again, the key is to first identify the increment you're dealing with and then count forward or back to determine how many of those there are. If this still confuses you, another way to try is to only use the 1/8 marks. And then, once you have that number, say 1/8 plus or 1/8 minus, which means I'm going to measure 1/8 on my board and then add or subtract 1/16. This can really help people who are first learning. So we've covered reading the tape. I want to show you some useful features and tricks to use when using tape. First off, let's start with markings. When I'm marking for a cut, I always use what's called a crow's foot. Give you an example. If I mark a board like this, whoever's doing the cut may not know which mark is to cut on. With a crow's foot, I'm going to make 2 marks out of the same starting point, then they know for sure where to cut. A measurement that's longer than your tape, here's a trick. Measure to a foot, or whatever foot you pick. Right here I'm going to measure to 4 feet, mark it, use a screw or a friend, go from that measurement to continue measuring and add those 2 measurements together. What I always do to get a very accurate measurement is what we like to call rolling the blade. As you can see, your tape doesn't lay flat. If I roll my blade, it gives me an accurate measurement. Another trick, which If you need an extremely high level of accuracy, you can do what's called burning an inch. This means instead of using the tab for my first measurement, I'm going to start at my 1 inch mark, just like that. Now, if you ever don't have any end to butt into or pull off of, I'll use my lock button, which holds the tape in place. Now I'm going to show you guys how to use it to draw a straight line. Pull your tape taut. Draw that out. You can also use it if you need to point to something further away. I'll use my tape measure and use that screw. One of my favorite tricks is drawing a circle. You wouldn't think you'd be able to draw a circle with a tape measure. Well, connect it to a screw, measure out your radius, say 32. I'm going to put my pencil underneath and circle it out. Pretty cool. All right, guys, thank you for joining me today. I hope I was able to get you more familiar with this DeWALT tape, or any tape measure for that matter. I hope I'll see you next time, and remember to follow me on all of my socials at Sunny Moon, and DM me if you have any more questions or want to leave a review. See you next time. Bye. Taylor. See how long it is. 8 feet, 9 feet, oh, 10.